Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Sam, this is the thecraftyblinders van build, and today we're installing a 10 litre Truma water heater, giving us hot water in the van and ticking another service off the list. Morning. Well, today's job, I've been putting it off for a while. It's to install the water heater. The location I wanted to put it in was not the best. The water heater that I've bought, actually you need to cut quite a substantial hole in the side of the van. Hadn't really considered this, so I've bought the heater. I've started looking at installing it. Where I wanted to install it was under the front seat, so there's quite a lot of regulations around placing it near a window that opens, so I was quite happy that I'd satisfied all that. But then when we looked at the body lines and everything else on the van, it just didn't fit. So we're going to have to lift this water heater up so we can get it to fit. So it needs a frame underneath it. So we're going to drill the hole in the side of the van. We're going to fit the heater, build a frame, and then go from there. Bit of a retrofit, to be honest, because we've done quite a lot of work. I'll show you. Will it turn? No, camera won't turn. So we've had to cut out all the insulation that was already in there, the vapor barrier and the rest of it. Stuff I hadn't really thought about. So we're going to locate it at the back door. The space that we lose we're going to utilise. We're going to put all the water pumping system in there, and we'll put a panel around it, so it's all self-contained and we shouldn't have any issues with it after that. We're going to lose a little bit of the boot, but we've got quite a lot of space to use, not lose. So let's get the holes drilled and we'll go from there. Truma water heater holds 10 litres of hot water, runs off gas and 12 volts, and you can even have it off 240 as well. So extension piece fitted. This is the plate that goes to the back side of the inside of the panel. So you've got your intake and your exhaust, and then there's a trim goes on the outside, and then there's a transit panel for when you're driving the vehicle. You stick that over, and it doesn't damage the parts inside. So we'll get that fitted today. Once I'd satisfied myself that this was the correct location and the heater was going to fit correctly, it was time to drill the holes. Now in the kit comes this little template, and it's a brilliant addition. It shows you where to drill the holes and tells you what size. You can't go wrong with it. Don't put your finger anywhere near it. No. It's good as a battery, isn't it? On the odd occasion, I have an assistant, and these are very handy when your battery goes flat or you need that tool that you forgot and you've just got yourself set up. Today it's my brother Cliff, who won't sod it, just mod it down in Workington. Gracias, amigo. Whoa, that went through there, but it's important to keep this template taut. In reality I should have taped the top and the bottom, but in my haste I'd forgotten to do the bottom, so it was a matter of holding it tight while I drilled the holes. So which one was it now? Drill a 15mm hole for the condensate tube. It is also possible to drill from the outside using F. And this is the point that most people fear, actually cutting the hole in the side of the van. Honestly, it's straightforward. Perfect. Whenever you drill or cut a hole in the side of your van, you need to prime and seal the bare metal. It's important you do this. If you don't, it's just going to rust later on and cause you a lot of headaches. So here we're using what was left of the window installation kit. It's a basic primer, but it does the job. We then coat it with a rattle can, you know, something we got from a local garage, and it's the same colour as the van, but you're never going to see this bit. It was just to seal the primer. Time to put this bad boy together. Now, does it sit on that way? Only goes on one way. Oh yeah, it's got a little slot in it. Yeah, so you could possibly add multiple ones, eh? Because I changed the location of where I originally intended to install the water heater, I've had to buy an extension kit for the air intake and the exhaust, and this is what we're fitting today. As we're extending it, 50mm, I need to just check that the screw threads are clear. So we're putting the original screws in and just basically clean all the threads up. This will save us any time later, because the screws that we're going to use, I'm not saying they're as robust as these screws, but they have their own little flaws. It has a slot rather than a crosshead. You need to have the nut on top of the thread when you're putting it in. This stops it from splitting out. But yeah, we're just making sure everything goes together first before we start sealing and putting it together. That's better clip. Yeah, there won't be as much sticking to that. I'll tell you about that movie, that Ford versus Ferrari.
On what thing?
Carol Shelby,
you're a good with that.
That's really good one. I watched it the other night. Even though I knew how it ended, I didn't want him to die. You know, he dies in real life, but I wanted Hollywood to just sprinkle a bit of dust onto it, you know, make it a Hollywood epic, you know. In reality, he didn't die. One of the things that's come out of editing videos for me is I've been able to look at myself and see myself how other people see me. And my God, do I talk some crap. I'm running the nut up to the end of the threaded bar to give the actual screwdriver point a bit of extra support. As it's just a slot, it'd be very easy to rip part of the head off as you're tightening it up. To seal the units together, I'm just running a thin bead of PU sealant, and this should stop any gases from leaking into the cavity between the bodywork and my internal cladding, allowing the gases produced by the unit to go out the way they were intended.
It's shit stuff. If you're using the tube in one go, alright, burn, leave it a couple of days. It's absolute nightmare. That worse stuff's good. Just fucking twice the price.
I think that'll do it though, don't you?
Just gas seal and airtight.
So this is going to stick out a little bit, eh? Not much, though. Oh yeah.
So basically needs a platform built. It's right height. Stick it on, mount it all up, then screw that down. Then.
So that was the plan. My brother had come up with a good idea, and we stuck to it. We developed a platform that was the right height. We put the water heater on top of it, offered it up, but didn't screw it down. It's really important to get a good seal in this area, as you don't want the good old British weather to drive rain through this point. I've gone over the area a couple of times to try and build the sealant up, so when we put the faceplate on, it will actually squash the material out and create a really good seal. What do you think? Think I've got enough on it? Yeah. I know, but it's open now, it needs using, doesn't it? So, before this was silver, I've now painted it satin black. There's further in the bathroom, there's baby wipes. Yeah, we painted this satin black because we're going to colour code all the covers. And the silver on the inside would have stuck out quite a lot. That's it, got it. So I've put some masking tape on, just so the sealant doesn't go everywhere, because these panels are going to come back off and get painted. But we'll just secure everything first. With the faceplate sealed to the side of the van, the boiler is in its final resting place and now needed secured to the plinth. Maybe not get that back on. Oh, we will. Maybe one. So that's that fixed.
Ain't going nowhere. Ain't going nowhere.
In a couple of hours' time we'll remove this cover. We'll paint it satin black, and that will stay satin black forever. This, however, this will get painted same colour as the body. So when we're driving, it just clips on and keeps everything nice and tight. Job done. Look at the colour of that sky. So tonight we've got football training going on, so you might hear a little bit of noise in the background while I explain what I'm doing now. So we've got the gas on, we now want to get the boiler on. So a couple of electrical connections to do. This is the electrical supply coming in to the boiler, the 240. This is the 240 around and up to the unit. This is the switching side of the cable as well, and this is the actual switch So there is our 240 switch. There you go. 240 there in the bottom. Also, we have a 12 volt switch. So that's the one that'll be getting used more than anything else, and that connects up here. But that is plug and play, so straightforward. This is where we're concentrating on tonight. So I'm going to show you a couple of different connections that you can use. These are what are known as maintenance-free clips. So you push your cables in there. Now this, it's designed to take one cable in each slot. Once you put the cable in, you click down the orange tab, and that is it held firmly. So you would put, you've got the option of putting 3 live cables in there, 3 neutrals and 3 earths. So that's all they're good for. They come with this box. This is a Visca adaptable box, or Viker, or whatever you want to call it. There's lots of people call them different names. It's spelled, well, how's it spelled? W-I-K, yeah, W-I-K I think, or W-I-S-K, Visca. Anyway, it's a weird name. I can't spell it, can't even pronounce it. So anyway, you get that with it. That actually come in this small adaptable box, which I tried to use first, but obviously it's too small. In the big one, you get a number of bits like this, so slightly heavier duty, higher ampage, but not what we need. So today we're going to use that. And where have I put them? Let's have a little look. Here we go. The good old favourite chocolate block. That'll go in there. We'll connect up this control side. I did think about putting all the neutrals, all the earths into one, and I think I will, to be honest. Give us that a little bit more safety. So let's get on, get it connected up, and we'll show you how it looks when it's finished. Make sure they're all the way home. Yep. Give them a good pull. These connectors are called Wago connectors. They're really good. So I haven't decided exactly where the controls are going to be mounted yet. We'll just put them in to kind of commission everything, make sure it all works, and then I'll decide on the location later. It's probably going to be in this area, because when I pull up on site, I'm going to have to come into the back door to select what power I'm using, if I'm going to inverter, also turn the gas on for the boiler, and what else would I do? Yeah, I'll take the cover off for the boiler and I would store that in this area. So I think the right thing for me to do is box everything in, get the 2 switches mounted in this area, so I can just come, click, turn the 240 on if I'm on a service site, or switch it on to 12 volt. So let's get that cable over there. So that's how quick and versatile they are. Very, very simple. Just tuck them out the way. You can never be bothered by them again, hopefully. Now these black cables, they all look the same, but they're all numbered individually. So there's 1, there's 2, and don't just guess, always prove it, there's 3. It's a habit I've always gotten into. So there's 3, 1, and two down the bottom there. Got to show you then. So it's a little bit hard to see, but there you go. There's number 2. There's 3 on the bottom of that one there, and let's twist that round. I just saw number 1 on that. Where's it gone? It's there. There you go. There's number 1. It's important that you get all these connected up correctly. So I'll start at the bottom. 1. You can't see this, can you? There's 1. Try and do it so you can see it. No, we said that one's 3, so this one's 2. And the third one in the top there. Always be sure that you catch the core and not the plastic. Remember as well, don't over tighten these because it's a mechanical connection, and if you go over tight, all you're doing is you're going to shear these very fine strands of copper. So don't get me wrong, give it a little nip, and then give it a pull. Give every one of them a good pull, especially your earths, because you want it to be earthed. Right, so that's, for me, that's it all done. We've got 4 earths linked. We've got our 1, 2 and 3 on our control side for the switch. We've got our lives in there, our neutrals in there. So very simple bit of kit this. We just pop that in there, lie down, push that down like that, make sure nothing's going to get nipped, and stick the lid on. And even the lids are ingenious. Just pop it on like that. On there we have a 0 and a line, and we turn it to 1. So let's show you this. This is the 12 volt switch, and it is that simple. There's a little tug. We've already connected up the 12 volt earlier, so again that's just straightforward. And where's the cover though? So one thing to do with these cables, they've got like a little slalom course. So this is, so you can't pull them out. Brilliant idea that. I always leave a little bit on the end just in case something does go wrong. But yeah, let's get the cover back on and give it a whirl. Not sure if you got that, but there you go. There's the lighter on, the pilot light's on. It's gently warm in the water. I'm happy to say that's gone okay. Not sure how much you heard before, but when we switched it on, there was a little bit of a click, a valve opened, which I suspect was the gas valve, and things started to happen. So what we'll do now is we'll leave that for 40 minutes, and we'll keep coming back and checking on it. But it looks like it's a go for hot water as well. Happy days. Oh my god. Oh my god. We've got hot water. We have actually got hot water. That was kind of instant as well. Well, I am very, very happy. Oh, that's it. Just a bit, man. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video as much as I enjoyed making it. It was a big milestone to get the hot water on in the van. Each of the services that we complete just makes everything that little bit closer. And I do get a little bit excited because I've never had a van that I've built myself with hot water in. You know, I'm like a giddy little kid sometimes, but it is a milestone, and it's a big one at that. To be able to go anywhere I want, have a shower anytime I want, have a warm, I don't know, wash, do the dishes and not really want to do it in cold water. I've got that option now, and it's a big option to have. It's a big bonus to have in the van. As you can see in the background, it's sitting there, it's nearly finished. We've only got a few little things left to do, but lockdown's kind of hampering one or two of them things. We're waiting for parts to be delivered. We're also waiting for a shop to open back up so we can get the curtains out, we can free them, liberate them and put them in the van. But yeah, the van's coming along really well. I can't wait till it's finished. I'm looking forward to making the van tour video. We're looking at adding a few extra little items on the outside now. Lighting and the awning and wheel carriers and things like that, just to give it the final touches. Inside for me is 95% done. There's a few little bits to add in, but yeah, it's really getting there. Thanks for watching, I really appreciate it. And all you guys that have subscribed, respect to you, thank you very much. For you guys watching this that haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing, commenting, liking. It all helps to build the channel, and the end goal is to get out there and show you places where I like, places near me, places for you to visit. But you know, as we can build this up, we'll develop a community, and we'll go from strength to strength. But thanks for showing your support so far. It's been well received. I love it. Thank you very much. I never expected to get as many followers as I've got now, so it's all a bonus. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon. Take care now.